the next day, I see you hitting harder.
It's therapeutic.
Well, you know, it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, screw that Sheppard. No, that was so much fun last night, guys. That was.
So fun having you back on stage, man. It's so great.
Pleasure, man. Are you going to play drums, Richard?
Yes, I was going to do a little something for you. It worked out. Well, you know, later. I'll save it.
Thank you, Evan. Oh, guys, pleasure. Yeah, that was fun last night. How you guys doing? You good? So, how many of you are new to this convention? Well, I'm just going to warn you now. You're going to make friends whether you like it or not. You're going to have a good time whether you like it or not. And I will abuse you whether you like it or not. Not really, but you know what I mean. So it's good to be here, and thank you guys for coming as always. It's great to be back doing creation shows. It's so much fun to do. I love the people here. I love the way these things are run.
We missed you.
Yeah, you did. But what?
I love you.
Yeah, we know that. What's not to love? Exactly. But listen, it's a very special thing. When you think about it, there's not many shows in the world that have ended and still have just as much passion and energy behind it as this one. So we obviously we're in a very difficult time. We're on strike, and the writers are on strike, and for very likely the video game group contracts will be on strike soon. And listen, just accept the fact that it's going to be a little weird for a while, but we'll tidy it up. We'll eventually clean it up. And if you're interested in the politics of it, the fastest answer I can give you is the world has changed, the way we watch has changed, how we watch has changed, and we need contracts that reflect that. Unfortunately, what that means is that you can ask me about working with tall people, but you can't really ask me about episode 23, season 8. You know what I'm saying? But we'll bear with that, and we'll get through this, and sooner than you know, we'll be back to what's it like working with Misha? I can't wait. How excited I am for all your new questions that I've never heard before. Just kidding. But I love to see your happy smiling faces. It makes me... There's a lot of people I know here. I've seen you over the years, and as I said, a lot of you are new, so welcome, enjoy. Sit down. You're late. Did you bring a note? But sit down. Stop trying to be clever. You don't have a microphone. I do. Never learn. Who's first? You're first. Speak. What? Can't hear you.
My name is Danielle. And
So?
My question for you, because I feel everyone has a story about this. What is a vacation or travel plan where everything just went to hell and went wrong?
Vacation or travel plan where everything went wrong?
Yes.
Thank you for reminding me. Good God, girl. Yeah, I mean, I remember I was playing in a band called the Barracudas in the very early 80s, and we were very well known in France. We couldn't get arrested in England, literally, and we were very well known in France. And so I had a girlfriend who had in England it was a very weird thing to have. It was a 1971 fake woody-sided Ford Gran Torino station wagon. And it was actually really cool because it was in England. Here it's like, that's what my mom used to drive, you know, in the 80s when they couldn't afford a decent car. They had this, you know, with a rear window that went down, you know, the plastic woody side. It was just this V8 thing. You know, we drive down the street in England and everyone's like, oh my God. Because we didn't have a lot of other cool things. So we all loaded into this car and we were heading up to France. So you get on a ferry in England, right? You get on a ferry. As we landed, there was some sort of problem, and the guitar player was arrested in the at the docks and arrested and taken away by special branch. And what it was is he had a very common name, and his very common name matched somebody who had embezzled 3 Rolls Royces. And it was like, it's not me. This is Chris Wellswood in the Flaming Group. So it's like, you know, not a guy that you shouldn't know who he is, but he's definitely not the guy they thought he was. So we had to then go to France and go play a gig, and we couldn't get him out. They wouldn't let us know what was going on and investigate. And it's very pre-internet, you know, sort of era. And records had to be got and found. So this poor bastard eventually gets out of jail, sort of like dock jail, and they throw him onto the last minute. I think he had to jump 2 feet to get onto the next ferry. Gets there, lands at the other end, and there was nobody there to pick him up. So he does that, that's it, I quit the band. He turns around, goes to the local cops, they put him back on a boat and send him back. Makes his way back all the way to London from Dover, which is like 5 hours of stress. Gets home, lands at home. We don't get paid for the gig because he's missing. And there's a piece of the contract that said there had to be 5 people present. So we got screwed, everything gets screwed. We don't know where he is, somebody's forgot to go get him. We don't even know that he'd made it across the water. And he finally gets home to his bed, having quit the band, and going, that's it, screw them, I'm never going to talk to them again. And as he lands, my mum and dad came in, picked him up, put him in a car, took him to a small airport, and he went in a propeller plane to France. So yeah, that's a pretty bad holiday. It's about the only way I can do it. Yeah, okay, what do you want?
Long-time fan, first-time questioner. I know that you did a show with some ne'er-do-wells who was played the straight person in the show. What would you want to be? The fixer, the body man, the planner, the con person? If you would, skill set, yes, exactly. What skill set would you want to have of the ne'er-do-wells that you are playing in the show?
I'm sorry, my skill set is not enough for you. Am I not all-encompassing, all-powerful, and magnificent?
Right answer. Thank you.
What's the real question?
Would you want to be the fixer, the body man, the con artist, the one that goes down? So
No, I was the cop.
I know, that's what I thought.
So I was better than all of them. And John Rogers, John Rogers is a great friend of mine. He may or may not be connected to that show somehow. I don't know. We can't talk about it. But in that context, he said in any other show you would have been the hero. In any other version of that show, I was the good guy. So because it was a show about bad guys, I wasn't. But no, I wouldn't want to be any of the other things. Good question, but just not for me.
Hello, I'm Lainey.
Who?
Lainey.
Lainey?
It's Scottish.
Did you used to be the lead singer of Warrant?
No. My question is, in the show that we cannot talk about,
Yeah.
is there anything you wish your character could have gotten to do with their life?
See, the weirdest thing is, like, because we're restricted in what it is that we can talk about, we're trying to find clever ways of talking about what we don't want to talk about, and we don't want to create a situation where we're promoting something that does that. So, but I will tell you, separate from that, and that's not because of this situation, is write your own fan fiction. I told you guys, I went to a convention in Germany. No, I think it was in Austria, and they gave me, the girl gave me a T-shirt, and she had printed on the front, write your own fan fiction, and on the back was the best word you could ever have across the shoulder blades. It works perfectly in situations like this, which is next.
Hi, Mark. My name is Adam. I just wanted to make a statement. Your work has brought me out a tremendous amount of joy in my life, and you're the favorite part of anything you're in. My favorite part.
I left the money on the side table. That's it?
Waffles or pancakes?
Wow, we're down to waffles or pancakes. It really does depend on the situation, and the trouble with the arrogance of Americans, of which I am, and I'm a very proud American, is that we think that all pancakes and all waffles are the same. So waffles around the world are very interesting. In Belgium, they're very different, and pancakes are very, very different. So now if you're going to talk about crepes, yes, but only with a little butter, lemon juice, and powdered sugar. Yeah, does that mean I don't like Bisquick with maple syrup and butter? No, I love all those things. It gets a bit weird when you start adding bacon and stuff, but no, it does. It's the Midwest, you know. This is the upper Midwest. It's like you have bacon with everything. Can I get a Coke with bacon? We are an unhealthy lot in general. But yeah, it's like salt, fat, sugar, all good. Love it. Go on, Mark.
Hi, I'm gonna go first. My dad says hi. He's a huge fan. He can't be here today.
Where is it?
On his way to Cabo.
Really? He cares that much? He's such a big fan, he got as far away from me as possible. Hey, love you, Mark.
To be fair, I am here with my cousins, so I've
Right.
been here.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, excuses. I mean,
If you were a teacher, what subject would you teach of the 5?
oh, God, a teacher ought to shut up. Well, not something really scary. I mean, like a convention is a very different, generally different group of people from the rest of the world in a lot of ways. But the way that the outside world looks at people in a convention is that you're weird and there's something wrong, right? There is nothing wrong. But what it is I found in general that people who go to events like this tend to be reasonably well educated, some of you, genuinely. Reasonably well read, very tolerant, which is fascinating to me, from many, many different walks of life, because this seems to be the great level, right? This is the great level. It doesn't matter what you are or what you do or who you love or any of those things that seem to be important. It's a genuine statement. Here, it doesn't matter at all. I mean, I would venture to say that, like in the furry convention that's next door, no, don't make fun. I'm saying they are far more polarized than we. They are far more having to stick to a particular format than we actually have to stick to. You're very much declaring exactly what you want to show, etc. Whereas here, you can be anything the hell you want to be. You're unified by a general love of a particular single subject, but underneath that single subject, which the outside world doesn't really understand, is camaraderie, an event to go to, something to do, something to get away from being a frickin' ER nurse or whatever it is that you do. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get to go to a place, see like-minded people, not get into fights or arguments. It's not competitive, which is extraordinary if you think about it. This is not a competitive environment, you know? It's, money doesn't buy you status here, right? Which is fantastic. No, it doesn't. And I'll show you why it doesn't buy you status. But it really doesn't. I mean, having money is one thing, but are you really any closer to me because you paid more money for a ticket? Yes. Are you really closer to me? Do I care about you less?
No.
You know, is that the truth? So, you know, I'm one of these people. Make your mind up. But the thing is, it's like, you know, to me, because this is an all-encompassing, all-inclusive place to be, it is vital that you understand that it makes no difference whether you came here and can't afford an autograph ticket or a photo, or whether you can. It's the fact that you get to be here, we get to celebrate together. It's another reason why we have a Saturday night special, because that's an event that we can all enjoy. But yeah, this is the thing. I much prefer coming to see the cheaper people. Ones who couldn't be bothered to pay for a seat to see me up close and personal. But then you suddenly start realizing in a Mark Sheppard panel, you can sit anywhere. So that's that. Look at that. And your glasses. Good glasses. Good frames. I like that. What? One would only hope, seeing as it says chrome hearts on it. Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, so listen, so understand, yes, this is a difficult time because we can't talk about the things that make it easy for us to have a chat about something funny or whatever. But we'll get our way through this, and it should only be a matter of weeks or so before we're allowed to go back to saying, I'm not promoting my previous employers. What I'm actually doing is sharing my memories of my existence. And once we get that ironed out, it's going to be a lot more fun, right? You're a weirdo? You think you're a weirdo? Because you have tattoos. It's like the most normal thing in the world. I don't understand people who get tattoos. But I never understood why people get tattoos. Why do they get tattoos? I have one tattoo. Yeah. Well, as soon as it starts there, then you pays your money, you takes your chance. Yes, I have one tattoo which covers most of my body. Hey guys, having fun? Who does? Argentina, you speak for Argentina now? Good God, the arrogance of South America, I don't know. I know Argentina loves me. Hey guys, you having fun? Next question.
Hi Mark, my name's Maureen. I am wondering if you could invite any 3 people to have a dinner with, fictitious or real, alive or dead, who would they be and why?
I like eating on my own. Did you lose the baby? Sold the baby, that's terrible! Sold it. Hey guys, you having fun? Forget the rich people on this end. But, what? I owe you nothing. I owe you nothing. I'll stop it, you. So, alright, next question.
So, in the show that we cannot talk about, there is a line...
What? Speak up!
Oh, sorry. So in the show that we are not allowed to talk about, there is a line that a certain character says that goes something like, I deserve to be loved.
Yes.
And I was wondering if you would happen to know kind of like the, acting.
Are we quite finished? If I would know what?
Like the motivation that it took to deliver that line, like how...
Yeah, the paycheck at the end of the week. If you think of the context, I'm being serious here for a second, if you think of the context of what that character may or may not have been talking about for the 5 minutes previously, about being in motels for long periods of time and watching a certain cable network that starts with H and I can't remember the other 2 letters. And they were watching something that might have been called, I don't know, Boys or something similar to that. Oh no, Girls or something like that. And that line effectively kind of comes from wherever he's been watching hours and hours and hours and hours of hotel cable. So that's the translation, I think, of what that thing you were saying. That I think I saw it once. And I think that's what I got out of it. Anyway, moving on. No. I mean, this is about, we've now got to this, sit down! You are not 19. Or 18. You're not 19. I mean, how have we got to the stage where you literally can put 2 dots and a V on something and it represents? Whose is this? You did? Why didn't you buy a Crowley? They were sold out. I like it. You got a right big. It's a good thing. Here's the next question.
Me.
Oh, cool, I can come terrorizing you.
I'm really glad.
Wait, what?
I'm just really glad I took my anxiety meds this
Oh,
morning.
yes. I know the guy that took your anxiety meds as well. See, that's the thing. This is the greatest place to have anxiety. You know why? Do you know why? You fall over, 500 people come help you up. And then somebody who's smart will go, stand back and give us some room! Best place to have a panic attack? Convention. Absolutely, right?
I've had like 7.
Well, now you're just showing off.
My question is actually, I've been asking a bunch of people the same question, so I can. Okay, I'm trying.
Better take some more anxiety meds. Wait for this answer.
So you go into the attic.
Write your own fan fiction. Yes. What do you want? What was the question?
You go into the attic. Would you rather find an adult stranger who you know nothing about, or 1,000 cockroaches?
Again. I was right the first time, Snarky. As you were defending a question. I mean, yes, I know it's difficult to ask questions at this time, but that's rubbish. I would burn the place down. Go.
Hi, my name is Amistica and I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada.
What?
My name is Amistica and I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, Amistica.
What a great name.
Thank you.
Is that your given name or did you choose that?
I changed it.
No, but why did you change it? What is it about that?
It's Greek and
Yeah.
we're part Greek, me and my mom.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing when you're given a name, right? So you're given a name. You have to remember, I'm a parent, right? So I've got 3 kids. I gave my kids names. It's not their bloody fault. It's not their fault. And it's like, they now have to have an identity that attaches to that name. And the logic of that is that, well, you can make it mean anything you want it to mean because your life is what changes the meaning. Rubbish. When you call your kid, you know, potato, you're not exactly giving them a great start in life. So when I was a kid, identity was a very, very different thing, right? Very, very different thing. Identity was more club or gang related or music related, or you joined a group of people that did the same things and then you felt that you had a community outside the regular community that you could belong to. And now, I think because we've been so separated in community that, you know, not necessarily in this area, but you think of big cities, people don't know who their neighbors are anymore. People don't know any of this stuff. You don't have a community of people that grow up with necessarily, right? They're transient, they move cities, there's no more, because there's no more 25 and 35-year jobs. So you don't tend to, it's all of these impacts that we have, and then we have the internet. So people with anxiety and people with other issues that are against.
Issues? Who's got issues?
I think the money issues are glaring at this point. What's up, Shorty? She's so very old. Where's the heels?
This is with heels.
Let's see. Good God! How you doing?
All the best things come in small packages.
Yeah.
That's not a good phrase. And some of the best things come in small packages. Some other thing, yes.
Chocolate's better larger.
What are you doing?
I'm just scratching your pattern.
Okay,
I'm gonna go now. I don't want to take up all your time.
that's okay.
Can I ask a question? Who was your favourite red-headed Scottish actress to work with?
Really?
Hold on, I'm thinking.
She's standing right there.
Elena's not a natural redhead, is she? So that'd be you. As I was saying, so we had this whole thing of identity, right? As kids, we had identity. You could be into a certain type of music, and that would bring you together. You could, your haircut would probably reflect the music that you liked. That stuff you would do, right? Now we are so individual, it is so difficult, I think, to find identity when we are so disparate in our likes and dislikes. And that's why I love conventions, because it kind of brings us together and means you don't have to be fighting the entire world, because you know you have a group of people that kind of understand you already. You know what I mean? And I think it's disingenuous the fact that there are some real identity issues in the world. There are genuine identity issues in the world. That everybody now has an identity issue. When I think, be really careful about quoting me on this because it's important to me. It's not dismissing the idea of identity or identity issues, but everybody having an identity issue, I think, comes from a lack of community, a lack of a feeling that you have a safe place to belong, and that we should all be in a situation where you don't give a damn what you want to be, who you want to love, who you want to be with, what you want to identify with. It's the fact that we have to now shine spotlights on so much. I think the pressure is on. I think the pressure is actually worse. And I don't think it helps because we're dealing with mental health issues that we never had to deal with before because nobody ever paid attention to them, not because they didn't exist. But we've got higher pressures which make those mental health issues way, way harder to deal with in society. Yes, we all talk about it, yes, we all say it exists, and then we're ignored on a bigger scale than we've ever been ignored before. How many people here have a genuine, don't bullshit, have a genuine diagnosed mental health disorder? Jesus. This is now a very scary place, I think. Actually, I've never felt safer, to be honest. Think about it. Just think about it. Just think about what's going on in the world. You know, if you're struggling, if you are struggling, as so many people are struggling, yeah, I mean, whatever you put politics has got nothing to do with this, but I'm saying, we just went through a pandemic where the world stopped. I mean, we stopped, and then life did not continue in the same way since. You know, we've had to deal with this, and talking to a nurse up there, they had to deal with that aspect of it. We've had to deal with the aspect of losing people, of being scared on a continuous basis, and all of this stuff that's going on. And the world is a scary place. So if you're struggling, you have to do one, is it something I said? Who's? Jared Jensen and me. So on this note, as you're running away, understand it, okay, but understand that if you're struggling, Reach out. There are people who understand. Look around you. Put your hands up again, those of you who identified just then. Look around you. Turn around. Look behind you. It's insane. We are all in this boat together. So if you're struggling, ask for help. There's no shame in asking. What was your question?
My question is, what's your favorite restaurant that you like to go to when you go to Las Vegas?
I go to Vegas. A friend of mine runs a restaurant called STK in the Cosmopolitan, my buddy Steven. And when I go there, I feel very cool because they cook me nice stuff and I eat steak. But it's not fun unless you get to share it with something. It's actually the truth. Going to a great restaurant on your own is kind of nice. But going to a great restaurant with a friend or friends is way worth the effort. Food is a lovely unifier. Food is a lovely thing to come to. If you're Greek, you know that better than anybody. It's all about food in Greece. So, all right, what's up?
Hi, my name is Samantha, and I'm just...
Samantha.
I'm due in a month. Do you have any new parent advice?
Due in a month? Oh, a baby. You got me worried now. Oh, you haven't paid your rent or something. Ooh, no, could have been a big lunch, but now you know. You look fabulous. I have a great piece of parenting advice for you, which is do not accept any damn parenting advice from anybody. When they tell you what to do, you know what you need to do. You need to do this. Smile, say thank you, and do what the hell you were going to do in the first place. You are a mother, you are equipped on this planet with the ability to make decisions, and it's down to you.
Thank you.
People who love you will help you and care about you, and if you, this is a trick, it's an old AA trick from Stone Roll's like, this is a trick. If somebody has what you want, and you like what it is that they have, ask them how they got it. So if you're seeing somebody interacting with a newborn and they seem to be successful, or you see parenting difficulty that you see somebody handling really well, ask them. There is no shame in asking for help. Same subject, right? So when you ask, maybe if you do what they do, maybe you'll get the result you'll get. Apart from one thing, all kids are different. Any parents here know all kids are different. Exactly. So yeah, just ignore advice. There is one piece of advice. Don't buy all that heavy crap that you think you need to buy at the beginning. Don't buy too much of anything. You'll never run out. Diapers are the only thing you need to buy a lot of. But don't buy things you think you're going to need, because you're going to find out what you do need when you need it. Right? That's the trick. You can't insulate yourself against that. There you go. I got some parents in the house. How are you? Next.
Hi. I wanted to say it was really fun seeing you play drums last night.
Misha. Georgia, Jensen, Jared, Misha. I'm going to go see the important people. Get out. The walk of shame.
So, you said you enjoyed yourself last night.
I did very much. I was just wondering what's been your favorite venue?
You have to speak into the microphone so we can all hear you. Louder.
What was your favorite venue?
Louder! What?
What was your favorite venue to play at so far?
Venue to play at?
Yeah.
Croke Park Stadium in Dublin. With you too, the opening of the Joshua Tree tour. Yeah, that was a pretty fun venue. Actually, I was just talking to Borja. I did a gig with Robin Hitchcock in 2017, at the Fillmore West, which is one of my bucket list places to play, San Francisco. So I have a poster with Bill Graham Presents, which is kind of cool. It's a nice thing to have. But yeah, I've played a lot of great venues in the world. Outdoor festivals and fun stuff like that. But actually, you know, there's some great small places. The other place we played here, in the convention center, remember when we did the gig at the convention center last time? What a stage that is. What a lovely place to play. So hopefully one day we'll go back there. Good question. What? Next.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
You're what?
I'm Amanda.
Amanda Panda?
Yeah. And I think it's cool that we can't talk about the show, because you were...
Ooh, a contrarian. I think it's cool that we can't talk about Misha.
You said something...
Go right over my head like everything goes over this.
You said something about anxiety. I wondered if you had any good coping skills that you want to share?
Yeah, I tried drugs and alcohol. That stopped working for me after a while. Otherwise, I'd still be doing it.
Okay.
I think one has to be very careful with medication.
Yes.
I think you need to remember that any solution, quote, solution, that you would use well, it's supposed to help. It's supposed to be help along the way of work. So there's an implication that you have to do certain things to change the way one is triggered or change one's response. And you can use medication and you can use other tools. It's supposed to be tools, not solutions. Right? So that you don't spend the next 20 years taking some dopamine bullshit, whatever, that eventually will stop working for you, as drugs and alcohol stop working for me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I think if you approach it from the side that nothing is necessarily good and nothing is necessarily bad, but there is no simple solution to anything. And every solution, if you want your life to be better, unfortunately includes work. Whether you want to lose weight, whether you want to be happier in some shape or form, it requires work. It's the hardest part about it. And it's not something we love to do. And anxiety, of course, precludes you from believing that you can actually do anything about your cheer up. It's really work. But there are some good tools out there. And if you don't have a mental health professional to help you through it, you're an idiot. And you're there now. There's a lot of mental health professionals who aren't that good. Find one that's good. And yet again, my suggestion is find somebody who is coping with anxiety, who's living the way you want to live in a certain area. Go, who did you go to and what did you do? And then maybe try that and maybe see if that works for you. That's as simple as it gets.
Who did you go to and what did you do?
Me was AA. So the psychological aspect, I had to take out the chemical aspect of it, so it just wouldn't work for me in that context. So everything had to be based on other people's experience and what it is I gleaned from their experience and try to take contrary actions. My life is difficult when I'm living in fear. That's as simple as that. There's only two fears, you know that. The great news is there's only two fears. They're all the same. Two fears. Losing what you have or not getting what you want. And death falls into that, everything else falls into that. That's the truth. And if you cope with those, or learn to cope in little ways with those, because they're personal to you, shut up in the back! Then you're well on your way to having a better experience than the experience you're having now. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, my name's Lauren. I first want to say I'm glad you survived skin cancer.
Oh, it's cool. Well, there's two choices in that one too. You either survive it, or you don't.
And I'm planning on giving up the Vikings home opener to see you, so it's a lot.
It's a big deal. That's the Vikings, they'll still be there next year. What do you want? What?
That's my favorite part. Spend the whole weekend with these people, and then they boo us.
Boo. Boo. Anyway, you got a shoulder on, Mark.
Do I get to ask my one question?
Fine.
The question, you missed the game.
All right. Listen.
You have someone who wants to ask a question.
One last question. since
What?
I'm here. So 4 series that I can't talk about where you were a fantastic, smarmy, pretentious actor.
Is this to Rob or me?
Character. So 4 series that I can't mention where you were a fantastic, pretentious, snarky character.
This isn't a question, this is just you offloading on my character.
Why are you so good at these characters, and do you actually try and look for roles that are like this?
Yeah, I always pick roles where I can kill 6 billion people. And explode their heads and do all that stuff. I go to where the stories are, that's the fun part for me. And on that story and on that note, I just want to tell you, I apologize, by the way. Yeah, just to you, because you've got somebody next to you who's going to give you a hard time. Listen, we love you dearly. We are so glad you're able to be here. We're so glad we're able to be here. It's a difficult thing to run a convention, and it takes the logistics of doing this are unbelievable to actually get us all to be able to be in a place together and run it. So the staff here, while you may not always be for you exactly the way you want it to be, bear with the fact that we're having to deal with a very large amount of personalities, and we're having to deal with a lot of stuff, and the staff here really do care, and they want you to have a great experience. If you're struggling and you're having a hard time, I told you what to do. That's the rules, that's what you do. If you see somebody struggling, the other rule is put your damn hand out. Say, are you okay? Is there something I can do? That's the solution right now. Thank you for being part of this amazing thing that we're not allowed to talk about. Thank you for letting us be here. Continue to come, continue to support. It will change and evolve, and you'll be able to ask me stupid questions about tall people. We love you all. Be safe, be kind to each other, love who you love, enjoy who you enjoy, make friends, and I'll see you next time.